flash forward, now Colten is actually one of the top income earners in the company. Your entire team in general in 2.5 years has done $1.2 million in revenue. And that's all of us too, that's including everyone on it. So that's like pretty massive for the company. So it's really cool to be a part of a team that's, you know, really producing and doing things and actually, you know, kind of growing this movement and sharing it with people. So
I never did public speaking. I've never done sales or, you know, relationship marketing. It was never, you know, my background was health, you know, kinesiology, personal training, semi-pro volleyball. But when I was 10 years old, my mom got diagnosed with autoimmune disease. So for like 8 years, she was just trying to battle her disease, trying to figure out, you know, how can I get my shingles pain to go away? How can I get my ulcers, my canker sores to go away? And pretty much after 30 doctors, the #1 doctor that helped her out the most was in Florida. And she had this water machine, just like we have here. My mom drank 1 of the gallons, and within like a day, my mom's mouth and her canker sores were like gone, which was a constant struggle for her. Within about a month, my mom's shingles was like 80% less, and her chronic fatigue was like gone. And she's like telling me like, this water is working, and I was just like, water? You know what I mean? I couldn't believe it. I go to my Olympic coaches, I go to my professors, I go to my Equinox like trainers, and they're like, we've never heard of this thing. And now it's hard for me to like put my faith or my belief behind a product that all the people I looked up to in the health community have never heard about it. And then I end up going online and I see good stuff and I see bad stuff, but this was 3 years ago. You know, before, now you go to Whole Foods and there's a whole entire shelf of alkaline water. There's like a new brand every single day. But this was before there was even 1 bottle of water. So, you know, everyone thought it was very like snake oil. That's what they were all like telling it to me. But
I said that too, yeah.
yeah, snake, I was saying that too. So successful people check things out first. I didn't want to be closed-minded, so I wanted to at least give it a shot. And I was dragged, you know, to my first presentation for my mom. She's like, just go. And I was like, no. But I finally went, you know, and I went to the corporate office in LA. And the first thing I saw a huge line there. And the line was so long, I wanted to like figure out why people were actually like getting water from there. And the first thing was like, I tapped this one guy on the shoulder. I'm like, why are you getting water from here? I'm like, where are you from? He's like, I'm from San Diego. Like, you drove from San Diego to come here. He's like, yeah. I'm like, why? And what he was saying, he's like, this is helping me with my diabetes. My insulin is getting a lot lower every single month I'm drinking the water. I'm like, okay. This was someone who had no financial incentive for me to purchase my machine. So that's like when I was really starting to believe these things. And then I went to this one guy who was my age, and I'm like, why are you here? He's like, well, I live across the street. I just walked here, and actually, I don't get any hangovers. And my energy's like way higher. So that's why, you know, take a gallon home with you, you know, so you can like get like the full benefits of it. He's like, I drink a gallon a day, and I never get hangovers, or like they're way less, my headaches aren't there. It's like, wow, that's crazy. And I go into the room, and there's this one guy speaking. So then they stand up, and there's like a medical doctor, and he's like, yeah, I quit my practice because I found something that adds more value to people's life than just giving them a pharmaceutical. I found that this water adds more value to people's health. There was a chiropractor there who was like, he told me that Floyd Mayweather and like Pacquiao and all these people have been on it. I was like, really? You can prove that? He goes, yeah. And then I find out that the Seattle Seahawks nutritionist told me that they've been on it for the last 4 or 5 seasons. I was like, wow, that's when I took it seriously. And then they offer, you know, a 30-day money-back guarantee. So, you know, you always ask yourself, what's the worst thing that could happen if I could purchase one of these things? And I found out these machines, when I got one, it cost more than my car. Because I had like a salvage like Nissan, I think it was like $2,000, it's like a $3,000 car. And I found out this machine cost more than my car. But I found out there was a way to finance it. I had no credit. If you have good credit, I think you can get it for like $50 a month. But I had a horrible credit, but the company finances you if you have bad credit. So I ended up, you know, jumping in, taking a leap of faith, and I got my machine and I just started sharing the water with everybody. And, you know, with all the results that my grandma was having with her arthritis, and my dad with his gout, and my mom, and me, and my sister, and Dylan, I kept it. I didn't get involved into the business for like a year. It wasn't something I was looking at doing. I was looking, you know, to play pro volleyball until a year later my mom told me, she said, Colten, my mom, right, my sick mom, housewife, she's like, I made $5,000 in 1 week. I was like, my mom, right? Imagine if your mom made $5,000 in 1 week and she calls you saying, hey Cole, and I'm like, that's like drug money, you know what I mean? That's a lot of money, Mom. I'm like, what did you do? She's like, well, it's 4th of July and all my friends came over, and the next day they said they weren't getting hangovers. There's like 4 people got machines. I'm like, really? I'm like, I can do that. I was in college, right? And I was, that's what you do on the weekends. You drink with your friends, you get hangovers. I'm like, so I invited all my friends over. That's what I did. I started out doing that. And I was like, I want to learn more. So I ended up going to one of the business meetings. I met this 19-year-old kid, not a social public speaker. And I find out, he stands up in the meeting when everyone was speaking. He's like, I make $10,000 a month. And I was 22. And I'm like, so this kid who's 3 years younger than me, who never went to college, is making this, and I have a kinesiology degree, and I'm working way harder than you. I'm like, and then I go up to him after the meeting, I'm like, bro, what do you do? Like, how do you make $10,000 a month? I was making, I think, $4,000 a month, and I was stoked. It's give away water. I'm like, shut up. I'm like, can I follow you around for a month? And then he introduced me to someone who was making 7 figures a year, $1 million a year, giving away water. And then that guy was mentoring me. And I would go to his meetings in Newport, and he would show me what he did in Lily. The 99% of the thing he did was just give away water. And then he introduced me to a lady who was actually making about 6 figures. Her best month was $400,000 in 1 month. And we went to her house, and she showed me the checks. And they were about this big. Paper checks from like stack. Like imagine thin paper. Like, got 1,425. So she had about thousands of these. And she saran wrapped the whole entire thing. And then that's when my belief kicked in, because I met her, I'm like, if she can do it, I can do it. She was an average lady, and she had 2 mansions paid for in cash, one in San Diego, Rancho Santa Fe, one in Sun Valley in LA, and I went to both of them. And once I did that, that's when I decided to jump all in, because I did my research, I knew the business worked, all I had to do, was listen to those people.